I love Putin. I love Putin is my best friend. I let him my wife every day of the week. I'm gonna bend over backwards for Putin. I'm gonna jerk him off with my big ass body. I'm a student in Poland, but I also work part-time as a mailman. Almost all of my coworkers are conservative, literally like 95% of them. And we disagree on almost every political issue we disagree on. But when it comes to Trump, it's a ubiquitous agreement that this guy, he's a silly goopster. He's a fucking retard. Fat, retarded, and pro-Russia. Trump had as many as 7 private calls with Putin since leaving office. So that's not part of his duty. That wasn't like a thing he was doing as a president of the United States. He did it privately as a buddy of his, you know. He apparently sent him COVID test machines during the height of the pandemic. And that's written by the journalist known for Watergate, that scandal that exposed Nixon back in the day. He's a reliable journalist, known for exposing exactly this sort of stuff. I mean, first of all, he sounds like a fucking retard. Like, have you ever listened to a Trump sentence before? Kamala Harris, I'm gonna end the war. I'm gonna end the war on day 1. I'm gonna talk to Putin. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna talk to Putin and I'm gonna say, please stop the war. I'm gonna bend over backwards for Putin. I'm gonna jerk him off with my fucking big ass body, with my belly. He's gonna come on my massive ass. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? The only thing he can do to stop this war day 1 is literally threatening nuking Russia. Or, I don't know, I guess... No, there's nothing, like, if he cut all support for Ukraine instantly, they wouldn't surrender. They wouldn't surrender. There is nothing else he could have done than to literally threaten a nuclear war to Russia. And that's not gonna happen either. I mean, if he does, that's just fucking demented. That's crazy. It's not like Russia can't nuke the US back. It can. It's crazy. Like, all of my coworkers, we disagree on almost anything when it comes to politics. But when it comes to Trump, it's like complete agreement almost. It's like even the craziest, like, far-right populists are like, yeah, Trump is basically a fucking loser that is gonna jerk off Putin. And he sounds like a retard. When it comes to other European countries, I mean, there are some retarded clones, literal clones of Trump, like Boris Johnson, but obviously that was so many fucking scandals about Johnson that even the UK conservatives have disavowed him, and he was fucked over. There is the literal, like, Dutch Trump. Like, this guy is just cloning versions of himself in a fucking Russian factory or some shit. But for the most part, other than some, like, populist, crazy, right, like, super populist people, it's a complete agreement that the guy is just... Let's just say that him and Jeffrey Epstein have been in one too many pictures, alright? I met Jeffrey Epstein before, I liked him a lot, we shared a lot in common, a lot of tastes. Bro, not to mention Trump constantly talking about how Viktor Orban is supporting him. Bro, who gives a single fuck about Hungary? Hungary is literally a fucking Russian satellite. He's literally Putin's lapdog, just like Serbia. It's like, bro, there is no flexing in talking about how that one useless country that's a drain on the EU as a whole is fucking supporting you. Like, bro, come the fuck on. Viktor Orban is a good guy. He supports me. Hungary, the immensely powerful country of Hungary with GDP that's like $10 fucking supporting me. Trust me, I'm a good leader. Viktor Orban says so. It's like, bro, that's like saying Putin supports you. Yeah, Putin does support you, even though Putin is a bit of a troll. He literally says that he supports Kamala.
Президент господин Байден, ну вот он, его сняли с гонки, но он рекомендовал всем своим, значит, сторонникам поддержать госпожу Харрис. Ну вот и мы тоже так сделаем, будем ее поддерживать.
As a joke, but it's pretty obvious that he'd like Trump. I mean, the 7 private calls. I mean, Trump giving him a COVID test. secretly. You know, even my grandma, she used to love Viktor Orban or whatever. Not love, but like him. But when the war started, she found out about his takes on Ukraine and how much he fucking loves to Jericho. Who's fucking messaging me on Discord? I'm gonna find you. But when the war started, she found out about his takes on Russia. And you know, it changed her mind pretty quick. Main thing that conservatives focus on when it comes to foreign policy is that the US spends way too much money on war, on military stuff, on supporting other countries, and not enough on its own people. Which I do agree, the US does not spend enough on its own people. The city of LA alone has more homeless than the entirety of Poland. But that's not because of how much money they spend on the military. I know that because Poland spends more money on the military than the US per capita, like percentage-wise in comparison. The US has a massive economy, and it only spends 3.5% of it on the military. Meanwhile, Poland is already spending 4 and is planning to do 5. So that's definitely not why. So the issue just lies in your domestic policies. You should probably do something about those fucking copy-pasted Bakhrum-ass fucking retarded cities of yours that look like villages. Holy shit, who would wanna live there? I would fucking stop it, dude. Stop with the zoning laws. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But yeah, and also, most of the military equipment that's being sent to Ukraine is old equipment that's been there since the fucking Cold War. It's not being used anymore. You're just sending equipment from the Cold War and heavily impeding the ability of your like main adversary to wage war, like literally destroying your main adversary with minimal effort. Imagine if you actually sent good equipment to Ukraine. Imagine what they could do then. US every now and then gets this fucking brain disease called isolationism. They think you can just like be like an island of your own and not talk to anyone. Like, I don't even know what's the idea, because all of your economy depends on trade. You're not like an autarky. If you're gonna withdraw from all of the agreements, all of the promises, then people are gonna start looking for other sources of protection. The EU is already rearming. Poland is rearming. Germany is rearming. I mean, Poland has been arming for a long time. France obviously had a good military always. And I genuinely do hope that we take over the leading role in NATO. Like, European countries need to step up, because the US, it's on a course to falling off from the position of a world leader. If people like Trump keep getting elected, you're gonna fall off. It's like, it is what it is. I don't want that to happen, because the US and EU need to stick together, especially when it comes to facing threats like China, which has fucking more population than both of us combined. But I mean, I just hope we make it in time with rearming the continent before the US completely falls off and becomes like a fucking torn country. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your country. Like, go for it if you wanted to vote for the retard that looks like a squirrel, this fucking retarded ass haircut of his. Go ahead. But it's not gonna work for you in the long run. And I mean, like, and it's not even like about conservative values. What's conservative about fucking a porn star while you have a fucking wife and then paying her off to keep her silent? What's conservative about making your own versions of the Bible and not even knowing a single quote from it? There's nothing conservative about the guy. He's just a fucking crook, a con man that's selling his fucking suit in a 200 pieces or some bullshit. I don't even know how many pieces. He's selling like his uniform. He's selling like his suit for like private money. It's not even like a donation to his campaign. He's just selling his suit for easy money grab, I guess. I don't know. Fuck this guy. If you elect him, I'm not gonna say. I'm just.
Duke.